Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Nectar of Devotion by Srila Prabhupada. We are in the introduction. So, devotional service means to prosecute Krishna conscious activities that are favorable to the transcendental pleasure of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, and any activities that are not favorable to the transcendental favor of the Lord cannot be accepted as devotional service. So, devotional service means to act for the pleasure of Krishna favorably. It's Srila Prabhupada is giving us an example. For example, great demons like Ravan, Kans, and Hiranyakashipu are always thinking of Krishna. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, engage your mind in always thinking of me. So then we can say, oh, well, Kans, Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, they're always thinking of Krishna. But that is not devotional service. Why? Because they were thinking of Krishna as their enemy. They were thinking of Krishna out of fear, anger, enmity, envy, pride, arrogance, not love. They were not thinking out of love or devotion, So this sort of thinking cannot be accepted as bhakti or Krishna consciousness. Because someone may say, oh, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, engage your mind always in thinking of me. But Krishna goes further. He says, become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me. Worship me. But because we are expert in trying to misinterpret Krishna's words. So we may say, okay, I will think of Krishna as an enemy, but that's not devotional service at all. That is not bhakti or Krishna consciousness. The impersonalists sometimes misunderstand devotional service in such a way that they divide Krishna from his paraphernalia and pastimes. For example, the Bhagavad Gita is spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And the impersonalists say that although Krishna is of interest, the battlefield of Kurukshetra isn't. Oh, when we have to accept Krishna, everything about Krishna, not that we add something, we minus something. That I say, oh, I'm going to accept only this verse of Bhagavad Gita and I reject everything else. That's Ardha Kukur Nyaya, Prabhupada would say. Just half the hen. Give me just the back part of the hen. Let me cut off the head of the hen. Why? Because the head of the hen, I have to keep on feeding it. I don't like it. I just want the back part, which will give me eggs. That's not the way. Krishna means accepting everything about Krishna, his paraphernalia, his devotees, his pastimes, everything. So if we are accepting Bhagavad Gita, we cannot just say, oh, I'm going to accept the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, but I'm going to reject Krishna, the person. I'm going to reject the Kurukshetra. I'm going to reject that all these personalities were there. No, that's not the way to accept anything. How can we reject the person himself who's speaking the knowledge? How can we reject the place where this knowledge is being spoken? It's very much being spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It's not being spoken anywhere else in the palace or in the behind closed doors. No, it is being spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The devotees, however, also know that the battlefield of Kurukshetra by itself has nothing to do with their business. But in addition, they know that Krishna does not mean just Krishna alone. So we have to understand that when we say Krishna, Krishna means he is always with his devotees, his pastimes, his paraphernalia. The devotees, why is the battlefield of Kurukshetra important to the devotees? They built a temple already, or they're building a temple in Kurukshetra. So why is this place important? Why? Because Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita there. Because it's related to Krishna. Everything related to Krishna is transcendental. Hmm? He's always with his associates and paraphernalia. For instance, if someone says, give something to eat to the man with the weapons, the eating process is done by the man and not by the weapons. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness, a devotee may be interested in the paraphernalia and locations, such as the battlefield of Kurukshetra, that associate with Krishna, but he's not concerned with simply any battlefield. He's concerned with Krishna, his speech, his instructions, etc. It is because Krishna is there that the battlefield is so important. So Prabhupada is helping us to understand why does a devotee give importance to Kurukshetra? Why? Because Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. A devotee is not going to give importance to any other battlefield. There's so many even currently there's battle going on in the world. But the devotee does not give importance to that. But anything in connection to Krishna, that is what is of interest to the devotee. So the devotee is not going to say, oh, I just want Bhagavad Gita. I don't want Krishna. I don't want to understand Arjun. I don't want Krishna. I don't want battlefield of Kurukshetra. What does it mean? Who is the person who's speaking this knowledge? And what is he speaking? How will we be able to understand Bhagavad Gita if we reject Krishna himself? Because the whole Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, surrender to me. So, but if we reject him, how are we going to surrender to him? So when we are hearing Bhagavad Gita, we have to accept the person Krishna because he's the person who's speaking the Bhagavad Gita. This is the summary understanding of what Krishna consciousness is. Without this understanding, one is sure to misunderstand why the devotees are interested in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. One who's interested in Krishna becomes interested in his different pastimes and activities. So when we care for someone, then everything that the person does, we take special attention about it. We are concerned about it, we are interested in it. Similarly, the devotee, he is interested in the battlefield of Kurukshetra because it's connected to Krishna. The definition of a pure devotee as given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu can be summarized thus. His service is favorable and is always in relation to Krishna. So pure devotional service, Anya Bilasita Shunyam. Srila Rupa Goswami has given us the definition. What is pure devotional service? A favorable service in relation to Krishna. In order to keep the purity of such Krishna conscious activities, one must be freed from all material desires and philosophical speculation. So the pure devotee, this is like the pure devotee, not so the pure devotee, he has no material desire. He has no desire for liberation. He has no desire to achieve any mystic perfection. What he wants simply is to please Krishna favorably under the direction of the previous acharyas. This is pure devotional service. Any desire except for the service of the Lord is called material desire. So we'll say, oh, but all my desires are material. Yes, that's the reason we are in the material world. Any desire except for the service of the Lord is called material desire. So somehow or the other, we should try to have that desire. Oh, let me also engage in pure devotional service. Oh, I desire, right now I have all the material desires, but I hope I can also have no material desire and only desire service to Krishna. That in itself is a pure desire. We may be full of material desires, but just desiring to engage in pure devotional service is a pure desire in itself. So we'll stop here for today. I'm not sure if anyone had any question, any comment. No, then thank you so much for listening and joining in. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.